Hi, welcome back to Maths Masters. This is edition session 19, and in this session we're going to be adding two 3-digit numbers without an exchange. Okay, so this is going to practice for the next session and we're going to look at making an exchange. Okay, so have a go at this first one. So pause the clip and have a go at adding those two 3-digit numbers mentally. See what you can do. Okay, so what did you do with those? Okay, so have a look at it. Is the ones column going to change? Is the tens column going to change? Is the hundreds column going to change, and why? So the ones column isn't going to change because we're adding 4 and 0, so that doesn't make us have more than 9 ones in the ones column. The 2 isn't going to change the 2 tens because we're not adding any tens to it. But the hundreds column is the one that's going to change because we're adding 2 hundreds onto 3 hundreds. So the quickest way of doing this is using our related facts. So what we can do is we can think 300 and 200 are going to be added together because we're adding here 324 and we're adding 200 and 0 and 0. So to add, 2000, to add 300 and 200 together, I can use related facts. So I can know that 3 and 2 is equal to 5, which we can see using the place value count base 10. So the ones, 3 and 2 makes 5 altogether. If we have 30 and 20, 30 and 20 would make 50, and then I could see that 300 and 200, so 300 and 200 will be equal to 500. So I can use my related facts to help me there. So I can just mentally work out that 300 and 200 makes 500 without actually having to do any formal written method there. So I can show my working out like so. So if I say here I've got 4 and 0, 20 and 0, and I added 300 and 200, this makes 500, then I can put all that together and it makes 524, like so. Okay. Using a place value grid, we can use our place value counters or base 10 on a place value grid. I've got 324 that I've partitioned into 300s, 2 10s and 4 1s, and I'm adding on 200. I can see here really clearly now that these are not going to change, these columns, because I'm not adding anything to them. So what I can do, I can record this, the calculation that I'm doing here at the side of it. So I'm doing 300 add 20 add 4, 200 add 0 add 0. So I can add 4 and 0 together, which gives me 0. I've just put the operation that we're doing, which is addition there. Then I can add my 2 10s and 0 10s. So I've got 20 add 0 is 20. And then 300 add 200 is 500. Then I can add all that together to make 500. Sorry, I've made a mistake. 4 and 0 is 4, 524. So always good to go back and check your calculations and make sure you fix any errors when you're doing that. Now if I wanted to do this using formal column method where I'm writing it underneath, then I would add my ones together. 4 and 0 makes 4. 2 10s and 0 10s makes 2 10s. 300s and 200 make 524. Okay, The other way I could do it is to just use the digits. We've got 324, add 200, and we've got 4, 2, and 5 there to make 524. But it isn't the most effective way here to use the column method. It's just good practice to help us to practice adding 2 3-digit numbers together. But we can do those mentally. Right, you're going to have a go now yourself at adding together 2 3-digit numbers. So number 1, 618, add 300. 400, add 431. Think about for both of them, which column's going to change. Can you do it in your head mentally? Look at the numbers here. We've got 500 and 300s. We've got 6 10s. We've got 7 ones. Add those together. Can you do it mentally? Part whole model, 289 and 400. What's the whole going to be? Those are the parts. Jordan has £500. Callum has 226. They have what all together? Okay, so pause and off you go with those. Okay, so the first one, thinking about it mentally, we know we've got, so we can partition this. We've got 600, 610 and 8, adding 300 and 0 and 0. So we can add that together by thinking about in our heads. We can do this mentally. We know we've still got 8, we know we've still got 10 there, and we can think 3 and 6 is equal to 9, so 30 and 60 is equal to 90, so that means 300 and 600 is equal to 900, and then we can add all that together to give us 918. Second one, 400 and 431. We can think about this mentally. So the 431 with the 400, the ones and the tens column isn't going to change, it's just the hundreds that's going to change. I'm going to show this on a place value grid. So we've got 400, 30 and 1, 1, and then we're going to add on another 400. I've changed the order of it because I'm starting with a bigger number, and I can add those together. So I've got 1, 1, I've got 3 tens, and I've got 8 hundreds to give me 831 there. Okay, here we've got 7 ones, so there's no more ones adding to it, so we've got 7, we've got 6 tens, and then we've got 500 and 300, so 5 and 3 makes 8, 50 and 30 makes 80, so 500 and 300 makes 800, so we've got 867. Here, again, we can do this mentally. We can think with the tens and the ones isn't going to change, so we're just going to add our hundreds together, so 400 and 200 will make 600, but we can also show this using the place value counters, so we can make 400, add on 200 and 80. So it's always a good idea when you're using the place value counters and you're setting them up that you check back with your calculation, because it's really easy to make an error with this. So I'll have a look back at what I'm doing with my calculation here. So I'm doing 400, yeah, I've got 400 there, and I need 289, yeah, so I can check I've got the right numbers before I start adding them together. So 9 ones and 0 ones will give me 9. 8 tens and 0 tens will give me 8 tens, and 400s and 200s will give me 600, which gives me 689. The final one, Jordan has £500 and Callum has 226. They have altogether what? Okay, so I'm going to use a number line for this one. So I'm going to start at 500 and add on 226. So I'm going to partition 226 to add it on. So I'm going to go 500, add 200 is 700, and then add 26, which will give me 726. The other way of me doing this, because I know the commutativity of addition, I can put that 26 on there. So I can actually say on my number line, I can start at 526 and just add on 200, which gives me 726 as well. Okay, so in the activity section, there is some practice you can do using 2 3-digit numbers. Now, what I'd like you to do is do them mentally, but then have a go using base 10 or the place value counters, setting them out like this to give you the practice of doing column addition, because we're going to be moving on soon onto more complicated column addition with lots of exchanging. So the more practice you have with these simpler numbers, the better. So have a go mentally, then have a go using this method, and then use this. Check your answer by working it out mentally as well, and then you can make sure you're not making any errors in that. Make sure you keep practicing if you're unsure. Use your number bonds and related facts. Share your learning, hashtag Marvellous Maths Masters, hashtag Maths Masters, and I'll see you back for the next session. Make sure to subscribe so you know when the next session is, and like the video, and I'll see you back next time. Thank you, bye.